Stampers, welcome to the craft room. You might notice from my voice I have a little bit of a cold, but I didn't want that to stop me from sharing this project with you. I had posted this adorable project on my blog the other day and wanted to share with you how I made it. You can see that each of these little pockets has a little insert that you can journal on or add photos to or decorate to your liking. And I decided, since I'm going to make this project with you today, that I would look in my color coach for a different color combination. And I decided that I really like this Sweet Set color combination of Concord Crush, Daffodil Delight, and Tangerine Tango. So I started out by taking the Designer Series pattern pack in the In Colors and choosing 4 different colors of the Concord Crush designer paper. The die that we're going to need to make the little envelopes is the Bigz Scallop envelope die, and you're going to want to run these papers through your Big Shot one at a time because this is a die that has a lot of creases. So to do it best, you want to run them through one at a time with your crease pad. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have these 4 die-cut envelopes cut out. What we want to do to at least 3 of them, actually what we're going to do to all of them, is put them together. To do that, we're just going to fold along the score lines that were created when they were die-cut. So just fold in those 2, and then the bottom is going to fold right up. And to adhere these together, I just use a little bit of Tombow Mono multi-adhesive. And I just put a little bit here along these edges. You do not need a lot of this glue. It's nice and sticky. And then just hold that down for a little bit. And you'll want to fold down this top crease, but we're actually going to leave it nice and open because what we're going to do is fold up another one of our envelopes, and the envelopes are going to get attached to one another. And now what we want to do is attach them one to the other, and we're going to do that using 2-sided adhesive. I'm going to use my adhesive gun just in the interest of time. And you want to be careful. This is pretty sticky, and once you stick these down, you probably can't get them unstuck. So one way to do it is to kind of come in here with the crease, get that lined up, and then press. And now those are adhered together, and we're going to want to do that again to the other 2 as well. Great. And crease. And so now we have all 4 little pockets all lined up. This last one will actually end up getting cut off, so you can go ahead and crease that back, and we're just going to go ahead and cut that flap off. Or if you wanted, I guess you could adhere it there, but it's not going to serve any purpose, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. Great. And these are actually going to end up being accordion folded, so this crease will be down, this crease will be up, and that one will be down. So we're now going to work on the cover of the little booklet, and to do that, we're going to need a piece of Daffodil Delight. This piece is 3 3/8 inches by 4.5 inches, and we're going to go ahead and take our scoring board. This happens to be a Martha Stewart score board. You can use whatever scoring tool that you want. And we're going to score this first at 2 1/4, which is right here. And then again at 2 5/8, which is right here. So we're just going to punch this edge of this side of the cardstock, so you can see that it's the smaller side of where we put our score lines. So we're just going to go ahead and line that up and punch it. So now it's time to adhere the little booklet to the cover, and what we're going to be doing is adhering the top envelope to the cover, and then everything else will fold up into it. So to get this lined up properly, what I like to do is take the top envelope, which is that one, the one that doesn't have a scallop top, and I'm just going to flip this so that I can put adhesive, double-sided adhesive, along the back. And then we're going to go ahead and just line up that top envelope with the way top here of that fold. And then once that's lined up, we're just going to press it down. And that way we're going to have our cute little booklet. So now what we want to do is create the little insert cards. And I've chosen to make the insert cards out of Tangerine Tango and out of the Daffodil Delight. Each of these pieces you want to be 2 1/8 by 3 inches, and you can alternate and just slide these little cards into each of your little pockets. To make the belly band, I start off with an 8 1/2 by 1/2 inch piece of cardstock, and although you see these little score lines, I don't start out by scoring this in advance. How I get those score lines is I just place the piece around the back cover, and then I just lift up to create the score lines. And then similarly I just kind of push in, and then I pull this off, whoops, and use my nail to just go ahead and actually crease those score lines. And what I also do is once I have all of those score lines, if there's a really long tail, I'll cut some of that off so that whatever embellishment I put on top will hide the seams. So to seal this off, I'm just going to use a piece of sticky strip, and I'm just going to place that along here. And I'll cut that off and apply some pressure and seal it up. What I also went ahead and did is I punched out a scallop circle of the Concord Crush and also a 1 1/2 inch circle of the Daffodil Delight. We're going to be using those for the front. So I happen to like this tiny little dog from the Every Little Bit stamp set, and some chocolate chip ink. Just go ahead and ink him up and stamp him down on some Whisper White cardstock. And then we're going to go ahead and punch him out with the 1 1/4 inch circle punch, which fits him kind of perfectly. Oh, he's just so adorable. Just punch him out. So now we're just going to use this little love stamp from the Tiny Tag stamp set and some Tangerine Tango ink, and we're just going to ink that up and stamp it. And then we're going to go ahead and use our little tag punch to go ahead and punch that out. Great. And then finally we're just going to take a sponge and go ahead with that Tangerine Tango ink. Now we're going to go ahead and put all of this together. To do that, we're going to need some dimensionals. What I'm going to do is use some snail to adhere the little dog to this 1 1/2 inch circle. And then we're going to use a couple dimensionals to pop him up. There we go. And then I'm actually going to use a dab of Tombow Mono multi-glue just on the edge of our little tag here. There we go. And we're just going to tuck that in kind of right in here and just glue that down so our little love is in there. And then finally I went ahead and just punched out a little Tangerine Tango heart, and I actually want to pop that up. So we're just going to use this little edge of the dimensionals here, whoops, that went flying, and just cut that and put it on the back of our heart so that our heart is a little bit popped up. Give it a little bit more dimension, and then we're going to go ahead and just put our teeny little heart right there. And last but not least, we're going to adhere this to the center of our belly band. So let's just put them right on the belly band and center our adorable little guy and push. So now that belly band can move up and down, and he is just way too cute. And if you want, as you saw with the other one that I made, you can go ahead and decorate the inside to your heart's content. I used the billboard letters strip die to make these letters and to write love you in the XOXO, and you can obviously embellish with another little dog or whatever you'd like to do inside. So I hope you've enjoyed this project, and I look forward to seeing you again here in the craft room, and hopefully I will be feeling a whole lot better and you'll be able to hear me a whole lot better. Thanks for joining me. Take care.